you go. You boys in?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hello and welcome to the DRL League. It is Sunday night, and this is the F1 division here in Bahrain, round number 4. And welcome along, everybody. Hopefully, we're going to have a good race tonight. I'm joined tonight by my two stewards and co-commentators, Beerandkebab and Mambo. So, welcome along, boys. Nice to have you here.
Well, hello there. It's yes, it's BK on the Xbox. Beerandkebab, the racing guru. Welcome to everybody to Sunday race night, and the next voice you'll hear is Mambo.
Hello. Pleased
Hello.
to be back. So I'm certainly looking forward to tonight. I think we're going to be in for a really good race.
Yes, and at the risk of sounding having a real feeling of deja vu. Here we are again. Tonight we've got a new driver. Well, we've got two new drivers. Miller 44, who's one of the reserve drivers. He's filling in for Pure Venoms tonight, who was dropping down to F2. And a very warm welcome back to a DRL original, Lord Matthias Lowe, as he likes to be called. Matt Lowe, back after a short summer break to recharge the batteries and, rumour have it, learn some top secret tactics in the Ferrari. So, warm welcome back to Matt. It should be a fascinating race tonight. Ask the same questions you asked us before, Stig, if you can remember.
Yeah. Your thoughts and views and predictions on tonight's race?
Well, I'm going to stick with what I suggested before. I'm going to go for Mustafa Shag just because someone's got to support the old man, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I think the Red Bulls should be good. The Force Indias, the Williams, and the Ferrari are going to be the cars to watch, I think, in this race.
Yep.
Definitely. I'm going to switch. Actually, I'm going to go with Jism tonight. Now, actually, I think that boy's got some pace around here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see actually Jism taking a win. He's been in quite a few good battles, and to date, from what I can remember, he's missed out on victories. So, judging by his pace around here at the minute, wouldn't be a bad call to make. It'd be nice to see him on the
jump
podium.
in there. Matt Lowe's just set two very fast purple sectors, 28.8, 40.1. It's going to be a quick lap if it's not going to be invalidated. That
is a quick time indeed.
Mansell's just posted a 1:32.6. That's a very competitive time.
This could be
he's invalidated. Oh, he's gone in.
1:32.4. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a fantastic lap.
He actually lost 3 tenths, and Skinny's he's gone so close. A 1:32.502, just 5 1/1000ths of a second slower than Matt in the Ferrari. Wow.
Skinny with a 40.0 in sector 2, and that is quick.
Yeah, that's flying. But finally, Alonso's gone quicker in sector 2. Not Alonso. Sorry, who am I looking at?
Quicker?
Matt's gone quicker again. The 40. No, is it 40? No, 40.1. Sorry.
Yeah, 40.0. So Shag should have the fastest sector 2, which finally shows the pace of this Red Bull through the bends. Yeah,
apologies there. A dose of Xbox dyslexia there. I think I couldn't even read my figures.
What's very interesting is what I've just realised is Jism is now out on prime tyres.
Just got a message from Beast, my Force India teammate. He's going to tell me off again. What's he going to say this time? Miller is streaming. Thanks for that, Beast. That's one for the stewards. We've got a car there that is streaming this race that shouldn't be.
Right, well, I'm in the party and I'm obviously doing this, so if one of you guys can contact him and tell him that he has to stop.
Doing it now.
I will contact him now. Yeah,
cheers, guys.
It, Mambo.
Thanks for that, Beast.
Stop that. Yeah, thank you, Beast. See, my teammate, he's not only is he quick on the track in the Force India.
Just while we actually have...
Yeah,
just while you actually have Beast there, can you just find out from, you can obviously hear me as well, just to make sure our stream is alright and not lagging or distorted in any way. Give us the kind of feedback that he's getting from it to make sure he can see it properly.
Okay, well, I'm sure he obviously heard that, so no doubt
drop us a message, yeah.
Really shortly.
Yeah, streaming while you're driving is a definite no-no. There is a few discrepancies of obviously within the league of different speeds that can affect the lobbies from crashing out, and unfortunately streaming a race while you're driving in it is a definite factor that can cause a crash.
Absolutely. Just while we're on the subject of the league, quick shout out for the league as well. Obviously, if anyone new watching either for the first time or even if they've watched it before but haven't actually yet taken the plunge, why not come and join us? We're going to be racing on 2015, and of course also the new game will be coming out shortly, which will be at some stage in the not too distant future starting to race on as well. And you can find us on the website at www.dynamicracingleague.com. You can also find us on Twitter, and that's at F1_DRL. Facebook, we can be found on our public group, which is Dynamic Racing League, and we also have a special group for drivers, which we will tell you once you're on board, because it's a secret. And last but not least, we can be found on YouTube at the Dynamic Racing League YouTube channel, where you will find footage of all of our races in their entirety. We don't Mickey Mouse with highlights, we record the whole damn thing, so you don't miss any of the action.
Yep, all pre-uploaded as well by yourself, Beer, nearly immediately, which I should say, in fairness to you, is pretty good and quick for our viewers. Uploaded nearly immediately after the race is complete for anybody that wants to view it. So, if you do miss us on our live Twitch, as I said, Beerandkebab does get them up pretty quick, so you can always grab them on our YouTube channel.
Okay, just got some feedback from Beast. Stream's looking a-okay. Kudos to our commentary, and also the streaming has stopped from Miller, so we're good to go.
That's good, that's good.
Thank you very much, Beast. Thanks for the update. Appreciate that.
Right.
Right, so let's move on to the strategy side of things. I know we discussed it in the aborted qualifying from the first run.
Yeah. You're standing by your four-stopper, yeah?
Happen. Yeah, I'm going to go with the four-stopper for the guys starting on the option tyre to pit around lap 10. For anyone four-stopping on primes, they can get a 15, because it then gives them the option of a 3 or 4 stopper. The undercut works really well on this track. You can gain between 3 and 5 seconds with an undercut. I like to take advantage of that, because what I lack in pace I can sometimes make up in pit strategy.
Yeah.
We've got Kai, who's normally very good in his tyres. I think a two-stopper is out of the question. I know, Stig, you did it, and total respect to you for managing to two-stop it on Friday. In terms of race pace, I think two-stopping it is just not a viable option if you're going to be up there at the front.
I done it with...
Yours is purely because of the accident.
Desperation to try and claw back a bit of time, but yeah. I'm sure if I was in the thick of it, up at the front, two-stopper would probably be out of the question.
Yeah, if there's two guys that I'd say... Two guys, sorry, very quickly, that I think will guarantee a 3-stopper will be Kai Pollitt and George Garton 97.
Yeah.
Those guys are very good on their tyres, no matter what they're driving.
I'd second that, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mamba.
I didn't realise you had an accident on Friday, Stig.
Don't go there.
Yes, for all the viewers who don't know, I'm of course totally neutral in this. The two Toro Rossos took each other out early on the race, which we found most amusing during the race. And of course it enabled all of us to get good points, which was good. But
I must correct you there, Bear. The two Toro Rossos did not take each other out. One Toro Rosso took out another Toro Rosso.
Oh dear.
Stig's crazy driving strikes again.
I'm in the middle of a war here, folks. Please help me. Send your donations to me to give me asylum away from these two arguing warmongers between the two of them. Anyways, tonight then, as I say, I reckon the Ferrari, Red Bull, and the Williams and the Force India are the cars to watch in terms of provisional pace, for want of a better word. Obviously, we've got some very good drivers in some slightly slower cars who might well be able to offset the slower cars that they're in with their driving skill. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fascinating race tonight. I really do. Skinny's been the surprise this season. That's Mustafa Shag. We call him Skinny. It's his old gamer tag, so saving the confusion. He's been mighty this season in the Red Bull, as has DRL Mansell.
Enjoying the benefits of equal performance.
He's enjoying a renaissance in racing, yeah, because we were just actually, for those that don't know, he's about 55 years old. He's a nice but cantankerous old bugger, and we were going to put him out to pasture and shoot him, but he's done so well this season. We've actually given him a stay of execution, which is really generous of us. So, and he's enjoying his Indian summer.
He's got a provisional pardon.
But yeah, just looking through, no major changes at the moment. Just looking through the qualifying so far. Matt's still holding that pole position by the 5 1,000ths of a second from Skinny. DRL Mansell is just a tenth behind. Bit of a gap then to George.
George doing very well. Sorry to cut across you, Beer, but George, that Sauber, to get that Sauber up to 4th position, that's a pretty good time.
That's a good call. Good driving that. But so far, just the 3 cars under 133 at the moment. I expected to at least a couple more cars to drop below the 133. I'll be looking at Colin Dino, Tokes, possibly Wan Luke and Sam.
Forrester as well, making a major jump from the last run, in 12th position up to 6th this time. So he's learned,
of course, in a different car. Is he in a different car this week?
Sauber, no, he's in the Sauber.
No. Oh, he's back in the Sauber again. Right,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I get confused. Doesn't take much.
But,
right, well, as I've got 5 minutes to spare, I'm going to go and do my healthy thing. I have a cigarette. I'll be back in 2 minutes, so over to you guys.
No problem. Luke's struggling again with this track, a 33.2, which is a quick time, but obviously can't valid a lap, so he's provisionally down in 14th position again. I wonder, can he get a clean lap in? So do you still think that Chisholm is going to be on for the win, Mambo, if he's taking a different route on prime tyres at the start?
I think so, yeah. We know he's got pace, and I think from what he's realised, I think for him to put on primes now, he's currently sitting 8th, which still isn't too bad on a 33.6. So
yeah, well,
he knows he's got the pace to get himself.
Yeah, he's got a lot of slower cars in front, so he should be able to leapfrog them pretty quickly.
Well, exactly. As long as it's a clean start in front of him and he doesn't get tangled up, he should quite easily get past them. So
Luke moves himself up to
just
7th position in the Force India at 33.5, so he's finally got a clean lap in. Yeah, go on, man, what were you going to say there?
I was literally just going to say what you said. Actually, I was just having a look at one Luke actually.
Yeah, nobody else at the minute seems to be on. Oh, Tokes is now finally putting in a lap, so what can he do compared to the last run he had? Is this going to be another front row lap? 29.1, good sector 1 from the Williams driver. Hard on the brakes, down to the apex, to the right hander, up the hill. This is the trickiest part of the track. I don't know if you agree, Mambo, but to try to get the car steadied up and slowed down at the same time, turn on a sharp left-hander and downhill, the car just wants to fight you all the way to the right. DRS open.
Absolutely.
Up to another tricky part of the track, which is the real test for these cars, into sector 2 now. This is where all the time is made up if you can get it right. It's wide onto the curb, back in again to the apex. Up to 4th on the accelerator, 40.2. It's also pretty quick for the Williams driver, so this mightn't be pole position, but it's going to put him way up the grid from where he is currently in 13th position. Down to the final turn, clipping the apex lovely, onto the power again, and the DRS will open across the line, and this is going to be 32.7. That's a nice time from Tokes, 4th position, so nice jump from 13th. And we just have over 2.5 minutes to go here now in qualifying. Kai is out on an out lap, and he's obviously going to go for one more run. Sam in it as well, and the Force India. It looks like he's backed out of that lap. Or has he? No, we haven't got a lot of drivers out, so it looks like everybody at the minute is happy enough with what they've done.
No, I've just had a message come through from iBeast saying that it's sounding like you've got some problems with your mic there, Stig. Sounding like you're too far away. That's better. That's better.
Right, I've took the mic away from my mouth slightly, so I apologise for that.
So you weren't doing your dirty man breathing again, were you?
Yeah. Actually, what we did forget to mention beer as well for anybody that is new to the Twitch channel and just joining us. We are running on performance mode, 2015 performance mode. So it's not like the first season of the DRL League. The second season now is run on performance mode, which now means obviously that the fastest cars lowest drivers and vice versa, so it just gives everybody the same opportunity and to take a win. And in turn it should make everything a lot closer. From the qualifying we can see it already that all the way down to 9th position, 1 second separates them, so everybody should get a good a good stab at it, as equal as possible.
And of course, also just to add to that, we run the strict rules. Of course, we don't believe in corner cutting and track extending to gain an advantage.
No.
So we run strict rules. Let's get a glass of water to bring up. Hang on.
So Tokes is now in from his qualifying run, and he's had enough, and I think he's happy enough with his 4th position. Kai out now on his final lap, 29.5 for Kai in Sector 1. What can he manage in Sector 2? Down to this very hard hairpin. Forrester also out on a final run in the Sauber. It looks like Matt is going to take pole position with that 132.4, so on his debut back to DRL, he puts that Ferrari up the front. So what Mambo obviously seems to be, as it stands, probably in a straight line at least, the fastest car on the grid.
Well, we know the Ferrari quick, and obviously we know that Matt's quick as well. But it's all to do with this start. If he places, what's going to happen? Because a couple of those Williams get out in front, then they're probably going to get away with the race. It's same with the Red Bulls as well. They're very quick around this track, so we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully we'll have a clean first bend.
What do you think, Beer? We were just chatting there, but Matt has now obviously put the Ferrari on the front row on his debut back to DRL, and obviously, as we do know from the straight line speed, the Ferrari is the quickest car on the track. So, would you have Matt in contention for any kind of a podium or a win if he can manage to keep it together?
Well, first of all, I think it's an outstanding effort in his return race to take pole position. So top marks there. And yes, that Ferrari is a good car. He's just shown it in 1 lap pace. It's he's done a 132.4 there. So you've got to give him a chance. If he can get into that first corner ahead and get through to that first corner, he has a chance of controlling the race. In theory,
I mean, in terms of straight lane speed, the only real challenge that he's going to have is going to come from Williams or Force India, and the closest car that has that speed to match him is a Williams, and that's of Tokes. So, and Mansell as well. So, I mean,
Now, also, the man to watch there is Jism. He's in 10th, but he's only a second off pole, and he has qualified on primes.
Yeah, Mambo said the same thing. Do you think he's still in contention that far down the grid?
Yeah, I do. I think if he can keep the cars behind him in the first stint, and keep in touch with the cars in front of him, perhaps no more than 10 seconds, he's got a real chance, because he will be on the faster tyre in a good car for the rest of the race.
If he can stay, if he can stay within that window.
Yeah. He's got us. I would say when he comes out of the pits, probably on lap 15, 16, he needs to be in the top 7. I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think one of the big things with him starting on primes as well, if he can get away cleanly, and obviously no problems on the first bend where it would really mess up his strategy.
Yeah.
Then he's looking good for a top 3 finish, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously, being in Bahrain, unlike all the rest of the other tracks, unfortunately, the chances of rain here are very, very slim. So that's not going to be any kind of a factor that's going to disrupt the race or a possible finishing order. So unless there's a major off or contact anywhere along the line, it's going to be pretty hard to disrupt the
Somebody
race.
has readied up, so I'm hoping it's legit this time. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to ready up myself.
I suppose all cars will be ready. I'm taking all drivers will be ready to go, obviously, because we had a setback in time. So
yeah, one did say he was going to get going straight away. So hopefully that is a good, that's legit call.
Yep.
With the A button.
As Beerandkebab has said, hopefully this is the real deal this time, and we can get underway. And as we say, we're going to jump to the front of the turn 1 as fast as possible, as 5 lights are on and they are now off. All cars are off the grid and we are ready to go here in Bahrain. We'll now jump to the front as quickly as possible.
Contact first corner.
As
it looks
predicted.
like they've actually got through okay.
And look at the front of the grid. It
All cars
is
are through
that
safely.
Red Bull that has pulled away into the distance. So Mustafa Shag gets off the line pretty quickly and gets out in front. Closely followed by Mansell in the back.
Oh, Sauber's run wide towards the back there. With Skinny getting a fantastic start, he's already opened up about half a second there on the second place Williams. Matt unfortunately didn't quite get off the start as well as he would have liked. He's now stuck behind a Sauber, which I think is that George Garton in third place?
It is George.
It is an outstanding start.
Yeah, great start from George.
He got the jump.
But you can't help but think that Ferrari is going to be climbing all over the back of that Sauber very, very quickly.
Oh, it's been contact at the back. Contact to the back.
We'll jump to that.
It's like.
Oh. There's more contact in the second Ferrari. Colandino. Oh!
And I takes us retired from the session. That's a Williams. I thought it was a Williams. I couldn't actually catch it. I was on TV broadcast, but I saw Williams sideways on that
We've
DRS
got quite
straight.
a bit of lag
right
now. Colandino is jumping all over the place.
Yeah, I'm getting that as well.
He's actually okay on my particular stream at the moment. On my actual cam.
That is
just on board with
unfortunate.
one Luke at the moment. Well, one Luke's made a move there on Matt Lowe. Very good then. I think he's got the inside line. Is Matt going to yield going into the final? Yes, Matt's. I think one Luke has all but Matt Lowe's fighting back again.
He's got the speed to fight back.
Going into turn 1. And I think Matt Lowe's retaken the position. Yes, he has.
Fantastic driving there.
That was brave. Yeah, it was brave of the Ferrari driver to keep his nose in there on the out. He was forced off the racing line by the Force India of one Luke, so he managed to hold it very well indeed. But he's under pressure again now from 2 Force Indias. As Sam Innett's looking to have a go at his teammate.
And of course, that just shows the straight line speed of that Ferrari.
Yeah,
it's mighty in a straight line. Good defensive there, covering Luke off there. Luke's having a little look. That's something that one Luke does. He'll jerk the car from side to side to try and put the driver off in front to try and feign a move. But Matt taking a good line through there, and indeed, oh, Luke's gone sideways. Luke's actually contacted his teammate. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Contact between Luke and his teammate. Yeah, Luke. Oh no, we've got a Ferrari lagging all over the place.
Yeah, it's Colandino.
It's Colandino's car.
Seems
oh,
now
that's not good to see with a Ferrari jumping all over the shop. Very disconcerting to the cars around him.
Forrester literally in a Force India sandwich at the minute.
Yeah, what happened there with one Luke? He was just a little bit late on the brake-in. Matt was, nothing to do with Matt at all. Luke was a little bit one Luke, just ended up going sideways and then collected his teammate. Thankfully, neither cars had any damage, but it has cost them some time. It's actually cost Luke 2 positions. Colandino has retired. That's no doubt due to his lag issues.
Yeah.
And we've got one
Shag sets the fastest time.
Sorry, Luke making a move.
That's Sam in it.
Sam making a move on Forrester.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh, there's contact. Forrester's gone. There's contact there. Forrester's car was literally standing on end.
Yeah.
He got hit that hard.
Who was that contact from? Because that was a hard shot.
Sam. That was turn 1 with Sam in it.
Sam is carrying no visual damage that I can see, so.
If I was to make a judgment call, obviously, you know, would have to look to see if the drivers have taken footage. But I would say because Sam was on the inside and the cars were level, Sam had the call going into the first corner. So was it a question of Sam coming too far across, or did Forrester try and squeeze him too much?
At the front, we have Matt is coming back at the Sauber of George now. He's finally starting to make up ground on him again, and obviously with the speed of that Ferrari, he's keeping him in contact with the Sauber. Surely down the straightaway.
We've got Miller. Sorry to jump in there. We've got Miller trying to make a move on Jism right now. Jism's struggling to hold him off, obviously being on the prime tyres, and Miller being on the options.
The DRS will be activated now. This lap should be activated now. So I'd
Matt
imagine
might get this done
Matt
before
will make
the
a
DRS.
Mm.
Oh, George managed to hold him off.
In the front, the Mustafa Shag and Wayne Hammer are starting to gradually pull away from the rest of the cars now. In fact, George got an excellent exit out the last corner, which allowed him to stay away from Matt.
Then again, Matt did get the exit from the last corner was way off the racing line, so he had to obviously slow down a lot more than what he should have done. He's coming back at him again, this Ferrari, with serious straight line speed.
What's the problem? I mean, whether it's to do with the couple of incidents already, but the cars already are pretty well strung out, and we're only on the 5th lap at the moment.
Yeah. So quick jump. The 2 leaders.
Matt's going to the inside of George.
Jump to that. Oh, covered off nicely.
Didn't make it.
Matt now obviously going to start getting a little bit frustrated with this Sauber, having no way past. But just ahead, you can see, I know Beer and Shag and Wayne were starting to pull away, but they're not as far ahead as I thought they were.
The gap's 4.2 seconds at the moment from the leader back to George.
You can't help but feel that if Matt can get past George here sooner than later, that he will start catching these guys ahead.
The key thing I would say for Matt now is just to back off just a fraction, get out of that dirty air, and then get a good entry and exit in that last corner, so we can get that slingshot around, and then take advantage of the DRS. This is the key part here. I think he's got a pretty good exit there, actually. Yeah, he's closing up behind George now. I'd expect to make a pass here.
Surely the job should be done here. Yeah, tucks him
right behind him. Yeah, Matt pulls out.
And a nice job. Is he going to make it stick into turn 1? George fighting him back.
George, I think, has got that one. Matt took a bump there over the turn 1. It wasn't really a corner cut, but he just lost a lot of traction. He's fighting back. He is fighting back, going in. He's almost level now. Is George going to yield?
Surely this
What's
time.
happening here?
I think they're just very wary of each other, trying to leave enough room.
Good driving that, actually. Good driving. They both got they went into the corner side by side, and there's no incidents. And that's good driving.
I think George is very aware that the car behind is a lot faster than he is, and he's just doing his best to defend. Yeah,
he's just going to make that Sauber nice and fat and wide. Make it as hard as he can for just to try and frustrate Matt into making a mistake, perhaps, or just to wear his tyres.
Yeah. Oh, is Wayne? Is Mansell right
Wayne's
up
all
behind
over
Shag, and I was just about to say that it was a bit inevitable that it was going to happen sooner or later, because that Williams is a lot quicker down the straights than that Red Bull, and now it looks as if Mansell is going to get the job done very quickly. How soon?
2 Force Indians have moved back up the field as well. They're now sitting in, I think, 5th and 6th place. So it's a good effort there by Sam and Luke, considering they had contact on lap 1.
Into the final turn we go on lap 5. And
Matt's making a move on George. Is he going to back? Yeah, George covers him off.
Surely this time down the straight, this Ferrari has to have the legs. Right on board.
He's just sitting behind him and then move out at the last minute. Yeah. Oh, look, he's right behind him now.
DRS open, surely down to turn 1. He definitely has the line this time.
Just hold it under braking. Again, he ran over that curb. He ran over the curb. Yeah. He ran over the curb and lost all traction coming out the corner, and George had to very quickly throw the anchors on, which has allowed Luke and Sam to pull right up behind George now.
Ferrari is finally
Matt will be
hoping.
Yeah, Matt will be hoping now. He's got some clean air now. He can push on and get a bit of a gap. He wants to be out of DRS range by the end of this lap for obvious reasons.
Mansell
and 2 Force Indians, look at them. They're having a right old battle, 5th and 6th place, with a Toro Rosso just behind them in 7th of DRL Alonso.
Mansell now
All match
slowly
one ride there.
closing up on Mustafa Shag. And I think if the timing screen is correct, that there's just, well, I think it doesn't. I don't think it's that correct because it's saying that it's just there's a 1/10 of a gap between them. It looks to be a little bit more than that.
Well, again, because Matt and George are scrapping, they're pulling it out now. The two leaders are 6 seconds ahead of the third, fourth, fifth, sixth battle.
Yeah, 6.4 seconds is now the gap back to
In
Matt
fact,
in third place.
Since Matt did the overtake, he's actually had quite a scruffy lap, a pretty scrappy lap, and George is right behind him.
Oh, and what Luke's looking to make a move in the background.
He is. He's not making a move. He's
I
feigning
think that's
a move.
that's a bit of scare tactics coming
He's
from
going
Luke.
up the inside. Now we could have a real battle here going into turn one. We've got three cars with DRS behind Matt Lowe. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Look at the pace of the Ferrari though. He's holding them off under DRS. Luke's going to come up. George has
Luke's
gone
trying to have a
defensive.
look. Yeah. What is George going to do?
We've got Miller finally making a move on Gism down the inside, but can't quite get there. The power of that Red Bull, it's just got too much around that first
Luke
corner.
really is making that Force India as wide as he possibly can in the mirrors that Sauber to let him know he's there. Right?
He does need to be careful though, because he could be in danger of impeding the car behind him by doing that.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, we got an accident at the back. We got an accident. We got Miller and Gism that have collided.
Oh, we see that, and Miller is in the wall, and he has lost the front wing.
Definitely Miller's fault. I was on that action at the point, and he just tried to come up the inside.
Did you record it?
And
did you record it?
Oh, I haven't. No.
Can you try? You might still have time. We've
Another
got Toro
battle
Rosso
now
going very slowly.
yeah, we got another battle here for 8th place, guys. Forrester and Kai. Forrester really trying to hold off that Lotus behind him at the minute. Kai very quick, as we do know. And we'll stick with this as we head up through Sector 2 into the twisty part of this track. Just to see if this Lotus can get any kind of a drag down the back straight from the back of that Sauber.
Luke's again looking to feint a move there. I think he's going to try this move and then just slips back in behind George again.
I think George is a bit too old and wise for them kind of antics. Them scare tactics don't work on every driver.
Yeah. The 3 cars behind Matt, in fact the 4 cars behind Matt will all have DRS again, so it'll be interesting to see. Luke's having a look on the outside. Sam's having a look outside of his teammate.
Sam's got it on.
Sam's lagging. Sam's lagging.
Got an accident.
That was a lag spike. There's no accident, chaps. It was a lag spike. It's as you were. It looked like a nasty accident. I think the car just lagged totally.
It looks like Matt is having a lot of problems. I wonder, we're on lap 8. Are these guys running out of traction now?
They'll be showing some wear on those option tyres. I mean, you'd have thought though the cars behind would have the more wear because they're stuck in the dirty air.
Yeah, definitely this Ferrari should be a lot faster than what it is at the minute.
The thing is, though, as we've seen, the Ferrari is going to be very difficult to pass in a straight line, so it's going to be frustrating for the 3 guys because Matt is holding them up without any shadow of doubt, but they can't get past them in a straight line.
Yeah.
In fact, I would suggest that one of these 3 cars behind Matt is probably going to pull out into the pits and get an undercut to clear that traffic, to get into some clearer air.
Yeah, but is
it's worth doing.
Is it too early for an undercut?
No, they can undercut now. Lap 9 they can undercut and still have good tyre wear for the rest of the race if they're full stopping.
Yeah, so we now got a 5
And the reason
car.
why I know is because that's exactly what I did on Friday. Let's see what happens now. Is anyone
a good exit for one Luke.
All...
It's a very good exit for one Luke out of that final
No,
turn.
they're all staying out.
Who's going to get the jump here?
You see, they cannot get the jump on Matt. That's the thing. Look at that.
Somebody might be able to get the jump on George. That Force India's a lot quicker.
Oh, contact there. Bit of contact between George and Luke there. And thankfully, no harm was done. But
and Alonso's got the jump on Sam. Yeah.
Oh, a great move. Yes, just spotted that. Bit of opportunistic driving there from Alonso in the Toro Rosso.
I think the late braking into turn 1 from Luke has caught out, again, his teammate Sam. He had to take evasive action, which led Alonso in. So Luke definitely playing that daredevil game with his Force India, trying to get this car stopped.
I think VJ Malia in the pit lane will be looking through his fingers.
Yeah.
with hands over his face, looking for his fingers.
It's definitely they definitely don't want a Lewis Nico moment in a Force India garage.
This is a fascinating battle from 3rd all the way down to 7th place. I mean, I'm just going to stay on this battle personally, just for the stewarding side of things.
I'm going to quickly jump to the front to see what our 2 leaders are doing. Mansell still hasn't passed the Red Bull.
They are pulling away there now consistently from these cars. They're only 10 seconds up the road now.
Just had a quick look to see if anyone's got any penalties yet, and no one's got anything yet. So good driving from everybody.
Right. Now down the straight again.
I think Luke's had quite a scrappy lap there because Matt and George have just pulled out a few car lengths here. I think they're fairly safe in terms of overtaking now on the main straight.
One thing I do find very interesting is in a straight line with no DRS,
Toro Rosso.
Shag is actually managing to hold off a Williams, and a Williams that is carrying DRS, might I add, isn't managing to catch the car in front, which I find very interesting.
Because I'm wondering if Shag's running mix 3 for the first part of the race. I know he likes to. Mansell might be running a mix 2 to try and just because I know his strategy is to prolong his option tyres as long as possible to do a very short stint on the primes.
Well, if he sits where he is and stays where he is for this length of time and runs to that target, then he's in a very good position for a win.
Yeah, I agree.
But, as I said there, as you said, I wonder even if Shag isn't using mix 3 for the first stint of the race, but if he's using it for defensive mode down the straight, turn up that engine to protect himself from DRS.
I mean, personally, I never. Oh, Alonso's made a move on Luke. What a great move! Great move by Alonso on Luke there, coming out the DRS, the first DRS. There's
and his teammate's making a move as well. His Salmon, it's gone in as well. So Luke must be struggling on tyres now. His teammates jumped up the inside.
He needs to make a call now, jump into the pits, stick some boots on, and get the undercut on these guys. Providing they don't pit at the same time.
Now the problem is what happens if Sam, now the leading Force India, manages to get to the pits before his teammate, which could be a big possibility.
Sam's got first call. Right, George is going in, and Alonso's going in, and Luke's going in. No,
Alonso's not in. I think, was that a fake?
It's a fake move, yeah, and that was good driving. Oh my word, Sam's making an overtake on Alonso. Alonso's got defensive on the inside, and Sam sweeps around the outside. Has he got the grip to make it stick? Yes, he has. Great move. It's a great move there by Sam because he feinted a move one way and then went the other. That's classy driving.
I wonder, because Alonso had managed to jump Sam, was he thinking maybe that Sam was going to pit, and when he realised he wasn't, he obviously changed his mind and stayed out with him?
Yeah, possibly. And also by feinting, he lost a little bit of frontline speed because the car's obviously going that sideways bit much more. He was at a very, very sharp angle, so he lost a bit of front straight speed.
Very ballsy thing to do because he was very close to crossing that pit lane. If he did, it would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, the very least of his troubles would have probably been a penalty, and secondly, he might have even gone straight to the pit wall.
Yeah.
He's making a move though on Sam, or feinting a move, but he doesn't follow through with it.
The Williams of Mansell still behind, must have a Shag's Red Bull, so 2 weeks consecutively running. Shag is having again a good first stint. And
can you just check to see what tyre? Oh, in fact, I'll do that. I want to see what tyre Van Luke went out on.
Mansell's in as the Red Bull of Shag stays out for another lap. Mansell comes in.
Okay, Luke's gone for an early stint on primes.
Yeah, he's come in the last lap as well. Mansell goes back out on fresh option tyres.
George has gone out on the option tyre.
I'm quite surprised that Shag has stayed out for 12 laps on his first stint on the option tyres.
Tyre Pollitt's retired from the session.
The only thing for Shag though is he would have had a clear run from the start, so he wouldn't have had any dirty air from cars like that. So he probably is getting a lap extra maybe out of his tyres.
So Kai's retired from the session. I don't know whether he's had an instant.
I just wonder as well though, Mambo, as you were saying, is Shag threading a very thin line here, because is he going to end up losing more time than he's gaining by staying out?
Absolutely, that's what I was trying to put across there. I think some of the drivers, they would. Am I right in thinking they started to come in lap 10, and
Yeah.
they're certainly going to be making time up on Shag big time now. So if he doesn't come in at the end of this lap, he's
going to be a sitting duck for Mansell then.
Unless, of course, unless he's 3-stopping, which he has done in practice.
Yeah, surely this time he's going to come in, and he does peel away into the pits, and this time it is the Red Bull that's in, as the pit crew are ready for him. It looks like a fresh set of option tyres. It is.
Matt Lowe is also. Oh, he's staying out.
Matt has decided not to go in. Oh, and another one.
Again, he's very close to crossing that white line. In fact, I'm going to record that. I want to double check that on feedback on the afterwards.
I don't think he crossed the line. I don't think he did. I could be wrong, but just what I did catch of him, it didn't look like he did. Alonso's up at the second position in the Toro Rosso, so that's a very good run for him.
It would suggest that these two. Sorry, Stig, it would suggest that these two. No, sorry. I was just very briefly say it would suggest these two are 3-stopping. Alonso lost his back end there, but Alonso and Matt Lowe might well be 3-stopping.
Yeah, it would suggest. It suggests that it does look like that. So your real front runner from now is Mansell, really. So has he got the jump on Shag? Has the undercut worked? It has. He's got ahead of the Red Bull.
Yeah, he's about 2 seconds up the road.
Yeah, so Mamba was right. Staying out that extra lap has punished Shag, but then again, as you said, Shag could be on a different strategy. But is 1 lap the difference really the difference of a 3-stop to a 4-stop?
On the first stop, I'd say, yeah. I mean, well, 1 or 2 laps. That's all it takes for the first stop.
But theoretically, if Mansell was in only 1 lap before Shag, could he theoretically not run with the same strategy of Shag if he has to?
He could, but I'm not. I would say I'm 99% sure Mansell is going to run a 4-stopper. He's tested it during the week. He finds the 4-stoppers quicker by 18 to 20 seconds over the entire race. So
yeah.
I think, see, what Mansell does, he likes to run his options long because he's got good tyre wear, so he can make them last longer on every single stop. So then he only has to come in on lap 47 to do 10 laps on the primes at the end, so he can rag the living hell out of those prime tyres, so he can still maintain decent pace at the end of the race.
A lot for the second stint of pit stops. He should be in a lot sooner than the Red Bull or Shag, then, should he? If he's running a 4-stopper.
Well, if Mansell's on the options now, I'd expect Mansell to probably go to about lap 24, lap 25 on this set, and then the next set he'll go to about lap 35, 36, and then pull away on lap 47.
We've got Jism making a move on Forrester down the start-finish straight at the moment for provisional 8th place. He's just backed out. He's
now Matt's actually
that's good driving.
Matt's actually come out of the pits. He's ahead of One Luke, but of course One Luke is running the prime tyre now. So he's getting these tyres out of the way, so he's on the quicker tyre for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Himself is gone out in a new set of options, so I'd expect Matt to pull away from Luke now and chase down the Sam and George in front of him. Well, certainly Sam, I think, anyway.
What a fantastic move. Jism has just got Forrester in a place where no one would expect to make an overtake. What a brilliant move that was.
You get a chance, record it.
Red Bull now.
Let's have a quick look through the race directory.
Yep.
Plenty of warnings, but just 1 3-second penalty, 3-second penalty to Forrester, and also a 3-second penalty to Matt Lowe.
Right, so quiet on the penalty front then.
But plenty of warnings.
Yeah. Bahrain, though, I don't think is a track that's overly severe on penalties, though, is it?
It's hard to get DQ'd around here, to be fair.
Sorry, Mambo, go on ahead. What were you going to say? Sorry, Beer.
Sorry, I
was just going to say. Sorry. Go ahead, Beer, and then I'll say.
No, I'm just checking. Is it George? Somebody come out of the pits. Oh, it's the pit glitch, isn't it? Oh, damn it! I hate it on this track.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, as you were. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as Alonso entered the pits, something strange was happening there. I don't know if it was due to lag or not, but he seemed to be almost running over his team up on the side of the pits. His car was up on its side, so I don't know if he coming into the pits and lost it or what, but something strange was going on there.
Speaking of Alonso,
Alonso is hunting. He's hunting down one Luke.
Gotta say that he's
Yeah.
reeling him in.
Oh, one Luke's run wide.
Serious rate of knots. And
Alonso might well have a look here. He's already made one move going into this corner already on one Luke. Is he going to try it again? He's having. Oh, that was nicely close.
Decides not to go in there. Oh, that
Because
Force
Alonso's
India
running the
looks
option
like
tyres.
that Force India is seriously
got much better grip.
struggling on these prime tyres.
Stig, can you just turn your volume up, mate? Because it's really hard to hear you at the moment.
Hear me now?
You need to.
Hello.
It's better.
You what, darling?
Ooh,
we got
and he's not.
contact.
Ooh, contact.
Oh.
He's run into the back of the Force India.
No, just take them down one by one. I'm doing this, darling. I have to do this, okay?
And Luke is in the pits. Ooh, now Luke is in the pits.
Yeah, it's front end damage, end plate damage.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
How did Luke lose his front end plate? Because Alonso was behind him.
He got
Did he
rear-ended.
hit a wall or something? Or
He got rear-ended.
yeah, but
He got rear-ended, but
Rear-ended
how
by
did he use his
Alonso.
see him
front
hit a
wing?
wall.
He rear-ended. Alonso got rear-ended him under braking, and I think Luke hit the barrier.
Ah, right, okay. I'd say, Stig, your mic is very quiet, mate.
Right. Now, I'm trying to keep my mic a little bit away from my mouth because I don't want the breathing to be going down it. That's why.
Okay, just jump at the front. Third and fourth, I expect Sam to try and make a move under DRS here. As we start the start-finish straight. He's right tucked in behind George now. Here goes Sam, pulls out alongside. That's straight line speed there, the Force India. Nicely done.
Quickly jumping back to the leaders, and George is all over the back of Sam in the Force India.
No, Sam's just made a pass. Actually, Sam's just passed George
right.
there.
That's fine. And now the lead obviously has changed. 2.4 seconds is now the gap between Shag and Mansell. So the Williams driver out in front.
Everyone seems to be quite spread out at the moment. The different strategies are starting to play out right now, I think, and it'll be interesting to see with the next stops to see how close these cars are starting to come together.
Yeah, I think we're going to really see it when we get sort of around about lap 43, 44. That's when all the strategies will start to sort of join together and we get a better idea of who's where, what where, and so forth.
Yeah.
So you'll
Judging
have cars,
from the judging from the leaders at the minute, do you think that the Red Bull is going to have the pace to catch up to this Williams and pass them even, or do you think that it's going to be plain sailing for Mansell now that he has the lead?
Well, I think if Mansell can keep it clean, I think he's going to stay out in front, having that straight line speed. Shag's not in his in the 1 second
Slipstream, yeah.
DRS zone, so yeah. As long as he stays in front, he should
what
be
Shag
fine.
could do, because he's practiced enough with Mansell during the week, he should know Mansell's strategy. If Skinny is smart, he'll undercut him to get track position.
Yeah.
Because he's holding station around about roughly anything between 2.2 and 2.7 seconds behind Mansell, depending on what part of the track they're on. So I would say that's an undercut. So Skinny could get track position by just pitting a lap early. He should in his mind have a rough idea of when Mansell's pitting.
What will be interesting though is what Mansell is doing with regards to how many stops he wants to do during this race, because if he is doing a forced stop, that could mess up with what Shag's trying to do with a free stop, with trying to undercut him, or vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see what plays out here, really.
If that's the case, what I would do if I was actually in Mansell's shoes now, knowing I'm going to full stop, I'd actually just turn the wick up, mix through it, and try and pull a few seconds on Skinny here. Make this second stint really count.
Yeah.
Because at the moment Skinny's holding station is just outside 2 seconds. You know, for the last 2 or 3 laps. And that's going to help Skinny's cause because, in essence, he's got a free pit stop on the Williams.
He's not losing time, but he doesn't look like he's
no,
gaining.
He's not losing time. In fact, he's
gaining.
gaining. He is gaining slightly.
1.7 seconds now the gap.
We've got Matt Lowe and George starting to get quite
and
close
Alonso
together.
has retired.
DRL Alonso has retired.
A lot of retirements from tonight's race. Ooh, look at this. Matt Lowe all over the back now of the Sauber of George.
Gism's just set a fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
I say Gism's one to watch because he was on the primes earlier. There was an incident between himself and Miller. I don't know how much time he lost, but he is one to watch because he is rapid.
Yeah, didn't make up a lot of ground though on his first stint on the harder tyres. Though I would have thought that he was further up, but as you said, he did have contact, which obviously would have ruined a part of his strategy. And these guys have these guys have battled before.
Matt's outbraked him. I thought Matt was going to outbrake himself there.
Surely DRS now for the Ferrari driver. Sorry, Beeria, going ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, Sam's just starting to pull away from George.
He's making a move.
Let's have a look at the inside.
He's got a stick. He's got the grip.
He's going to make it stick. He's got the line now as well. He's got the line.
Yeah. Oh, George is coming back at him.
Back. Matt's one ride. He's going to have to yield there.
I think that was a bit of evasive action more than running wide.
No, he ran wide there. I was on the TV pod, having a look down, and but Matt's where he needs to be.
Oh. Matt a little bit reluctant to try and outbrake the Sauber.
He's tucked in behind him now with DRS. He should breeze past him. George has gone defensive, but I don't think that's going to help him here. I think Matt should have the pace to get past him.
Yeah, that Ferrari.
But no, George is.
Oh, he's gone late in the brakes.
Great defensive driving from George.
Very late in the brakes.
He did hold him
against the Ferrari.
That was a good job. I think what George did was right. He defended on the inside. Matt's having a look again. Matt's got to watch that though, he could tag George if he's not careful.
Matt's starting to get a little bit punchy now, and
he wants that position.
Frustrated being stuck behind the Sauber, but it looks like he's going to go down the inside again.
George has gone defensive
this time.
Matt's got a very good drive. Matt's got a very good drive out of that. I think
Surely this time
got the high ground here.
Yeah, he's got him.
He's got the high ground. Just don't outbrake yourself. Yeah, he's got it.
Beautiful.
I don't think George can fight back here.
Yeah, great move by the Ferrari, but the Sauber has got the DRS on him. Can he fight him back down to the end of the straight and go late in the brakes? If he's going to dive down the inside, he's going to think of it, and no, decides not to.
What was good there was that Matt made his Ferrari very fat there. He just sat in the middle of the track just before the braking zone. That was good driving.
I think Matt knows that he's just playing to the strengths of the car. He knows how quick that car is, and he's just letting the car do the job for him.
Of course, Matt's a wily old fox. He's been around for a long time on F1 2015. He knows this game extremely well. So there's a lot of racecraft there and a lot of guile. And look at the now he's broken free. Look at the speed he's got just pulling away from that Sauber. There's a Toro Rosso in the background. Is that who's that in the back? Is that Gism? It's a Red Bull, isn't it? Gism really has caught up.
You're right. Jesus, he is.
We've just had Mustafa Shek has just made a move and he's taken first place off of DRL Mansell.
Oh. We missed that.
Indeed, he has. Now that's harming Mansell's strategy. Because for Mansell to make this four-stopper work, he cannot be behind Skinny. If he's behind Skinny, he won't win, basically.
But the problem I'm starting to struggle with is, I mean, and no fault to Shag in any way at all, but we do all know in performance mode this Red Bull is no match for that Williams in a straight line. How is he managing to close the gap and pull the gap in a Red Bull?
Little trade secret, as I say, I know these guys really well. I know the tactics. Skinny likes to mix three it for the first couple of stints, where Wayne likes to keep his fuel for the end because he likes to get the maximum out of his tyres at the end of a race, so he can push hard.
So what you're theoretically saying is this might only be provisionally the standard positions as they are until we get to the later stints in the race.
I think you're going to really see this race evolve when we get to around about lap 42, 43, when cars are thinking of either switching onto primes or switching onto options for their final stint.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, both cars are actually in both the 3 and 4 stop window. The 3 stop window has now opened up for these two cars. The 4 stop window has now opened up for these two cars now.
So you reckon in the next few laps then we're going to have pit stops then?
Yeah, I think one of these two will be pitting the next 2 laps.
Right.
Well, we've got George Garton has just come in for his second pit stop by the looks of things. I think he's the first one to do that as well.
Yeah, so George before stopping, I think that's 22.
Mansell's tyres are a lap older than Shag's, so if you reckon that the pit stop window is around now, would you possibly say that the reason why Shag has caught him up is because Mansell has run out of grip?
Yeah, and also look at the gap again. I'd say that Mansell is in a good position now where he can just drop into the pits first, get a nice little undercut and regain track position.
Yeah, and as you said,
Skinny's pulling away.
Yeah, as you said, that if he is playing out to his strengths of his strategy and he turns up the wick at the end of the race, and if he gets an undercut on the last pit stop, he should then theoretically be able to pull away once he turns the power up to full. Yeah,
because the key thing to remember, if Skinny's on a 3-stop strategy, he's going to have to take those primes quite a distance towards the end, while Wayne will be doing a much shorter stint. They're both staying out by the looks of it.
No, he's not.
Yeah. So I'd expect to see him in the next lap or two. Well, at least one of these cars.
Yeah. Still, though, the gap isn't widening any massive rate.
I'm just going to drop further down the field, see how we're doing. We've got Sam now in 3rd place. He's 15 seconds down, which is, again, shows that Force India still does have pace. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Matt's in 4th. He's dropped off the back of Sam quite a bit now. Jism is about 3 seconds down on Matt in 5th place. We've got George, of course, is pitted in 6th. DRL1 Luke is in 7th. Forrester in 8th. And we have Miller 44 in 9. He's now 1 minute and 11 seconds behind the leader. George Gartner's retired from the session.
Ooh.
There was
what is going on here, guys? Because these there's no incidents.
These cars are dropping like flies.
George is in a good position there. Why?
I'm going to send him a message.
Yeah. Mambo, if you wouldn't mind, could you just have a quick look and see what the story is with penalties and stuff?
No problem. Yep.
Kai has left the session. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
No.
He really should not have left the session. I don't know whether his Xbox is timed out because he's in pause.
Yeah, I was just going to say we won't jump at any conclusions. He might be left intentionally.
With the new dashboard, as I found out myself, you have to change the setting, otherwise your Xbox does go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't know that either, so thanks for sharing that. How
soon? I'm just going to message George, one word, and that's lag at question mark.
How soon does it go to sleep?
I'm not sure. I think it could be half an hour.
Jism in for fresh option tyres. Clean pit stop from the Red Bull guys there.
We have just 2 drivers at the moment on current penalties. We have Forrester on a 3-second penalty, and we have Matt Lowe on a 3-second penalty.
So right, so the penalty wise, they're keeping it clean for the guys that's left. So what is it? We have 8 drivers left. Luke in 6th position, Jism 5th, Just out in the
Yeah, I'm
first
just
set of
on board
options.
with Wayne Hammer at the moment. Just watched him. He's 1.5 seconds behind Skin. I think he's actually watching Skin to see when Skin's pitting, and I think he'll then try and cover him off.
Wayne has actually closed the gap because the gap was only 1.8 seconds. So unless Shag's running out of grip, or as you
Let's
said,
have a look. Miller left
Miller
44's left the
Miller.
session.
No, that wasn't lag.
Right, Mansell's pitting.
Now, I'm
Mansell
not sure if
pitted,
that
so he's
was...
looking for the undercut.
Oh, sorry to jump in there. I'm not sure if that was lag or not, because I was sat on board with Miller at the point just before he retired from the session, and his car did actually turn in to the right-hand side on the start-finish straight. Something happened there. I'm not sure what.
But isn't that what happens when you retire? Your car obviously pulls over itself.
I don't know.
Alright, so Mansell's come back out on fresh set of option tyres. He's in third position at the minute. Matt Lowe has taken his second place from him, but he's going to have to come in again, so he's going to obviously have to hand that position back. The gap now from Mansell to Shag is 3.3, is 24.3 seconds. Now, if Shag does retaliate soon, he should get in and out in that time frame, or is that enough of a time frame to get a free pit stop?
Well, I got a message from Beast. Kai has said he got kicked from the session.
Right. Now, I will say in defence, when we did start this race, it did look a little bit laggy.
Well, Colin Dino was the first one to suffer the lag problems, wasn't he? His car was jumping. He retired from the session now.
But he hasn't left.
Well, this is the problem. We have to look at the upload speeds, not the people streaming or hosting, because we know that's fine. It's the drivers themselves, because some of these guys have got very poor upload connections, and if they've got a weak connection, that they're prone to being kicked or to lag.
Yeah. Well, I do know if there was a problem with any of our speeds, especially mine, you'd see it in the stream if it was laggy at us. So obviously, when the stream looks fine, in reference to that, it makes obviously my connection look also fine, so I think we can rule ourselves out, like you said, Beer.
Mansell's pulled up right behind Matt Lowe, obviously now on these new option tyres. He'll be looking to clear that Ferrari as quickly as possible, probably by the end of this lap, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
He's about a second behind. Because he wants to clear it so he can chase down Skin. Another fastest lap for Jism. He's having a good race in terms of pace, 1:34.7.
Fresh option tyres for Jism as well, by the way.
I'll tell you something.
Matt looked very conspicuous.
Matt let him through. Matt let him through.
Right.
Matt let him through there. That's obviously
now I wonder,
a
did
bit
he
of
let him
driver
through
awareness.
Because there was no need for him to make any kind of a manoeuvre of.
Yeah, I think that was a really good driving, personally. Really good driving by Matt.
Yeah, I wonder did he just give it up because he knew there was no point fighting if he was struggling.
Yeah. All he's going to do is potentially script somebody else's race because he's on obviously worn tyres. So I think that's a very good driving.
No disrespect to Matt, but personally, if that was me, I mean, I have as much respect for every driver as possible that you can have. But I mean, when you don't have a blue flag, I'm sorry, but racing is racing, and if I'm not told to get out of your way in the nicest way possible, you got to make your way around me. Because I don't want anybody else winning.
I'll do it with my teammate like I did with Beast in China. I'll let him through because we were on different strategies, but I wouldn't do it to anybody else.
No.
I'll make him.
In the least disrespectful way, obviously, as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't
make it easy.
I wouldn't make it easy. I wouldn't be nasty and try and brake check them or force them to make mistakes. But I would make them fight for their spot.
It'd be more of I know you're faster than me, but you'll get your own way around.
Exactly.
I won't fight you too hard, but I ain't moving.
Because now Mansell's in free air, that gap to Skinny is coming down at a rate of knots. It was 23 seconds, it's now 20 seconds.
Definitely now Shag doesn't have enough of a gap to get in and out of the pits without being overtaken. So as you said,
Shag is going to
this is going to put Mansell back in front again.
Well, also, I think it proves that Skinny is going for a three-stopper.
Yeah, well, he's committed now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only made one stop. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he tried to change over to a full stopper now, he's already compromised
into
himself already.
Yeah, he's going to play into Mansell's hands directly.
I'm just on board his Skin because I think if he's a 3-stopping, he should be pitting any time now. Because his tyres are going to be getting very worn. I think he's coming in. Yeah, Skinny's coming in.
He's in.
Brilliant call there.
I think Mansell will get the jump.
Prime tyres for Shag.
Shag's going for an early stint. Right. Well, that gives him an outside sniff because Wayne will have to run the prime tyre later on in the race, as we know, but it'll only be a short stint.
I'm obviously wondering, as you said, Shag does know what kind of strategy that the Williams is running. So obviously this is a counter attack to, as you said, Beer correctly, to try and get him at the end.
Because normally Skinny would actually run the prime set at the end. So he's obviously thinking, right, I need to do something different.
He's obviously copped that. He's obviously doing the chasing after the undercutting of Mansell that he's obviously had every time. So he's calculated at the end of the last pit stop that he's going to have to hunt him down instead of being ahead. So maybe this is a retaliation to try and get him.
I totally agree with that, because also what Skinny knows is the fact that with option tyres, at the end of the race, he should be more than a match for a Williams on prime tyre.
Yeah,
you're right. In race pace.
So it's obviously a good observation from Shag to notice what he's up against.
So what
Wayne, as you said correctly, this is his only real chance of a win now.
If I was Skinny now, I wouldn't go hell for leather now. I'll just sit in on this set of primes. But just Wayne, on the other hand, now, Wayne's got to put his foot down now. He needs to get a good lead, and then perhaps turn the wick down and just sit on those tyres till about lap. Lap 37, 38.
Let Shag concentrate on hunting him down, because as it stands at the minute, as you're right, Shag is going to end up losing at least a second a lap to him on these prime slower tyres. So, as you said correctly, that is the object for Mansell now, is just to pull as much of a gap as possible to look for a safety net.
And the gap's 5 seconds at the moment between the two cars. And obviously you'd expect Mansell to pull out, I'd say, between 3/4 of a second and 1 second per lap now for this stint.
I wonder would now be the time to turn the full power up on the engine and get as much out of these option tyres as possible to build as big as a gap as he possibly can.
Personally, if I'd been running standard mix early on, yes, I would do. For the simple fact is,
or would you wait to do it on prime tyres at the end?
No, I wouldn't. And the reason why first of all, I don't do that strategy anyway, but the reason why I wouldn't do that is because I find if you leave too much fuel in the car, you just lose so much performance towards the end, because even though you're mix 3ing it, it's the equivalent of still being on standard, because your car's carrying a lot more weight.
The fuel is still there.
I mean, what I like to do normally is run 2 stints early on option tyres and run it a mix 3 for the first half of the race, and I turn the wick down when I put the primes on. And then go again on mix 3 options at the end.
Just for a quick one.
Skinny's gone sideways. Skinny almost lost it there. Went sideways through that corner.
Massive
big drift around that corner.
Massive lockup. So obviously the prime tyres, Shag finding out, not as healthy on the track as the option tyres are, straight out of the blankets, and that's surely going to cost him at least a second from that mishap. Just a quick rundown for the viewers at home. The current order, we have Mansell in the lead, just ahead of the Red Bulls, 5.3 seconds to be exact, of Mustafa Shag in second place, followed in third place by the Force India of Sam Innit. Fourth is the sister Red Bull, Jism, in 17 seconds now behind the leader. Matt Lowe in the Ferrari in fifth. Sixth place is Forrester in the Sauber. Seventh is Juan Luke in the Force India, and that is our 7 remaining cars as we stand. So No real battles to, as I can see. If you can spot any yourself, Beer or Mambo, I can't really see anything. I think
No,
we're in
I
the
just
middle
ran.
of the,
I just ran down. I think Forrester's probably the closest to Matt in front. I think that's probably the closest we've got to a battle. Not Matt. Sorry. Actually, is it Matt? Hang on a
Jism's
second.
actually catching Sam in it as we speak.
Yeah, well, Justin's been putting in some extremely fast laps. I mean, his race pace, 1:34.5, is actually as quicker than anything we did on Friday night. To give you an idea of pace.
I think this is the.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, you do get it in every race. I think this is the middle stint and the boring part of the race, as you'd put it, to where you have to, as you said previously, Beer, you wait for the strategies to come into play at the next stint.
Absolutely, but I think this is probably one of the most difficult periods for the drivers as well. They've really got to concentrate during these periods, and having no cars around them, and
yes, no, carry on. I mean, no, all I was going to say was, in fact, I totally agree. In fact, it can be. It's not just being concentrated on their own driving. They've also got to really concentrate on. Certainly, with the way I race, I'm constantly thinking about the other cars. What are they doing? When are they pitting? What strategies are they on? There's so much going on now. So in some ways, the middle boring stint can actually be the most intense stint for the drivers, because they've got so much to think about.
As you said yourself, Beer, as well, their own target as well is the main priority. Even though they might be losing a little bit of concentration, or backing off a little bit because they're not under threat from a car behind, but they need to keep to the delta time that they need to be at to make sure they reach their target come the end of the race.
I think though, in some ways, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, because I know I have a different outlook on the racing, in as much as I don't concentrate too much on my target, my delta times, because if my car doesn't feel right or my tyres don't feel right, I'll get rid of them, and I'll do something different.
Yeah.
What I do is I monitor gaps. I have the mini map on full, so I can see where the cars are on track, and I'm looking at pace. I'm looking at how I feel, because I find a trap that a lot of people fall into is running too long on the prime tyre, because they want quick blasts of the option tyre, and they're almost blinkered in that way of thinking, which means the problem is they actually spend so much time on the primes, it offsets any advantage they would gain by being on quick options.
Yeah.
So I'm with Wayne Hammer on this. I like to run a shorter prime stint, as short as possible. If the tyres don't feel right, I want to be on them as little time as possible.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely, I'm inclined to agree with you there. If you're driving around and you're say 32 laps into a race like these guys are, and you're starting to worry about how your tyres are feeling and how your car is feeling, that's going to play on your race pace, and you're going to worry about that more than you're worrying about trying to keep a line, trying to keep from getting any penalties during the race, and that can cause you problems, because you're going to end up getting penalties.
What actually would scare me if I was Mansell at the minute, and getting feedback from his team engineers from the pit wall, a gap of 6.6 seconds is all there is. He's not dropping that Red Bull as fast as he should be, and if
it's
I
a
was
couple of tenths of laps,
Horner, if I was Christian Horner right now watching his car go round, he's sitting pretty on prime tyres. He's not being dropped as fast as they would have feared, and that can only be bad news once that Williams sits onto its prime tyres for the first time, when this Red Bull is going to be on the quicker option tyre.
Yeah, the Red Bull is going to probably run to about lap 43, I think, on the prime tyres. Yeah. That fits in with the 3-stop window, where Wayne will pit
for
again.
Mansell to be, he's actually been reeled in 6.2 seconds now. For Mansell to be even in any contention for a comfortable battle at the end, he needs to have a bigger gap than this. I mean, he's on the faster tyre, and he's actually been caught rather than pulling away.
Now, Jism is only 1.8 seconds behind Sam in it, so I think in the next couple of laps we're going to have a battle here for third place.
Yeah, he's been gradually reeling him in over a number of laps now, that particular potential
you did say
scrap.
to keep an eye on Jism.
Well, the Red Bull is naturally quick around this track, and of course what Jism did is he did the prime stint early. Yes, he did lose some time with the incident with Miller, but he got the primes out of the race. He knows now he is basically doing qualifying laps now on those option tyres.
Yeah.
He can really rag them.
Another interesting thing as well is Chisholm is only 15.9 seconds from the leader, so you know he's not a million miles away either.
It's not inconceivable. No, I would certainly have Chisholm on a podium at the moment as it stands, with the way the cars are.
Yeah.
In what position on the podium, I don't know, but I would say Chisholm's looking very good for a podium.
And to be quite honest, Shag and Wayne Hammer need to actually be very focused on their own strategy and their own targets at the minute, because if they are too focused on battling each other, this guy here is going to creep up very silently.
And yeah, and also, like I was saying a few minutes ago, they've also got to concentrate on the cars, what the other cars are doing. They need to know, because they might not be aware that Chisholm is slowly but surely reeling them all in, and they need to, you know, this is where I would be looking at the mini map and thinking, oh, hang on a minute, that little white circle's getting closer.
Yeah, a good point you made as well. Chisholm is hell for leather now till the end of the race, whereas Shag currently isn't at the minute, and Wayne also has to go onto them tyres as well. So this guy here is actually going to be the quickest out of any of them.
Yeah,
all the way to the end.
The problem Skinny's got is he's going to have on paper he's going to have slower race pace than the two cars either side of him, because he's running a three stopper, one less stop. He has to run his op tyres that much longer.
Yeah.
But what's giving him an advantage at the moment is, as he's running on the prime tyre, the car in front of the option tyre is not pulling away as quickly as I would anticipate it. Wayne, I imagine, would have been looking in this stint to pull out almost a pit stop of distance, but he's not. There's nothing like that at the moment.
I wonder, as you were saying previously, though, has he turned up the power, or is he preserving?
Well, this is it. I mean, Wayne. I think Wayne might be sitting in still on standard mix, and I think when he comes in for his next stop, you'll see him then going on to
yeah, I might actually
mix
just
3.
have to. Yeah.
Oh, Skinny's lost it.
Skinny's
lost it. Yeah, his back wheel caught the curb. His back wheel caused the curb and threw the car sideways. That's really cost him.
That is going to let Chisholm into play big time.
Well, and Sam. Sam's obviously in terms of track position, Sam's closing up, but Chisholm now is in. Oh, that's really hurt. Skinny's lost about 6 or 7 seconds there.
Massive relief for the Williams driver. I was just speaking about that. I'm just wondering. We thought maybe, as you said, that Mansell would have turned up the power now on these option tyres, but maybe he has copped the fact that he will be slower when he puts the prime tyre on, and probably thinking to have that extra bit of power by turning up the engine to full power to compensate for the slower tyre at the end.
Well, yeah, that's the way Wayne works. He likes a car heavy with fuel towards the end, so he can just mix to it without any worries about fuel management towards the end of the race.
And just concentrate on getting the power down.
He can do a short stint on those primes, not wearing them, with full power.
Yeah.
11.7
seconds now the gap.
Yeah, he lost 5 seconds. Not quite as much as I thought, actually. He lost 5 seconds there.
Well, Shag, he managed to hold the car. He could have went into complete stall, but he managed to get the car going very quickly. But as you said, a big knock on the head for the Red Bull team. That obviously the back end caught the curb.
See, Chisholm's pitted there. That's consistent with the 4 stop, i.e. 4 short stints on the option tyre. He'll pit again. He'll make his final stop around about lap 46, lap 47.
Yeah, as you said, obviously Chisholm is absolutely trashing the hell out of every set of tyres that he's got.
The thing to watch the strategies, right, is to watch what happens. What's the distance between Chisholm and Mansell when they make their final stop? Because if Mansell is going to plan, he will pit the same lap as Chisholm, or within a lap of. But he'll be putting the primes on. Chisholm will be on options. Keep an eye on that gap. If it's less than 10 seconds, Chisholm could win this race.
Yeah, I think you're right, Beer. I know I said previously that this was the boring part of the track, but or the part of the race, but it's actually a little bit probably just boring for the viewers to watch. But you said yourself, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes for the drivers themselves. That it's actually a bit more exciting than what it looks like. And
Forster's left the session. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm afraid everybody can't be getting kicked. Really?
Well, it wasn't even this bad at Australia in the F1 race, where they had some major lag issues.
But judging from what I've seen so far in the last few laps, there hasn't been any real lag spikes or lag.
No. No. The problem is if Kai was unfortunately kicked, because we know the server issues this game's had, that then has a domino effect. Anyone with a weak connection is prone to be booted after that. But saying that, Sam is still here. Now normally Sam gets kicked.
Speaking of
He's
Sam,
still there.
He's right
catching
in the
Skinny.
clutches of that Red Bull, which is really going to affect Shag's chances of any victory if this Force India driver has anything to say about it.
Now, put it this way, if Sam gets in DRS range of Skinny, he will pass him. That Force India will beat a Red Bull in a straight line. I've got no doubt about that at all.
But he really can spoil Shag's race if he does that. That spin is going to cost Shag a lot more than what it might have looked than 5 seconds. It could cost him more on the track than it has in time. You can see that Force India bearing down and back of him. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah, he certainly is. Yeah, I was going to say, if just for the viewers, if Beast, if you're watching the feed at the moment, do you have any sort of, can you give us any ideas as to what's happening? Is anyone posting saying they've been kicked or had a lag issue or anything? Or, so this is for Beast, if you're still watching, if you can just appraise us, if you do know, of what's happening.
And to check,
appreciated.
To check if the stream itself is still okay, and actually visible enough to watch clearly, or if there is any lag or disruption on it.
Now, what's very interesting, I'm sat on with Jism right now. He's sat in 4th place with 20 laps to go. He's sitting 34 seconds behind the race leader, but he's taken 2 seconds in 1 lap out of the race leader. So
now, this is what I'm saying, Mambo. Because think about it logically. Wayne's got a pit shortly. Jism's going to gain 20 to 25 seconds on Wayne, right? They both have to pit again around about lap 47. If Jism is that'll put Jism within 10 seconds of Wayne. In which case, Jism has now become the race favourite, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. As long as he keeps it clean from now on, he's got a very, very good chance of a race win.
Yeah. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a quick look through the race directory, just see where we're at. Obviously, a lot of warnings. I can see that already. Lots and lots and lots of warnings. I'm not even going to bother looking and see if anyone's near a DQ. The penalties, though, were as you were, just the 2 penalties. Matt Lowe's, though, he's picked up 6 warnings in 3 laps, to give you an idea. So Matt's pushing his luck at the moment. In fact, 7 warnings in 3 laps.
Also, if you can...
8 warnings in 3 laps.
Right, just as we missed there, Mansell has been into the pits. And he's on the fresh option tyres again. So your strategy so far about his calls is correct, Beer. He's going to be finishing up his prime tyres.
In fact, you know what, though? I'd actually now say, now he's pitted now, I would say he can actually take these options now to probably around about lap 50. He might have to do about 7 or 8 laps on the prime tyre. Yeah,
he's only 10.5 seconds behind the leaders. As you can see as well, Sam Innit right behind the Red Bull of Shag, who still has to pit, as does Sam. But as you said already, Beer, if he does get a whiff of that Red Bull anytime soon, he will breeze past them. I think so far this looks to be like the only near battle we have at the minute. 38 laps out of this 57 lap stint here at Bahrain.
Yeah, I think Skinny. Oh, sorry, you're quiet. I couldn't quite hear you. I just got a message from Beast. I'm just going to quickly open it up and have a look and see what he's got to say.
Oh, Sam getting right behind the back of the Red Bull now. He's not close enough to make a move, but he's getting really closer than he was. At least he's really in the slipstream now, this Red Bull. He's a little peek out to have maybe a little scare tactic for Shag, just to let him know he's there. Just looking now as if it's only a matter of time before Sam gets past this Red Bull. It looks as if as well Shag's on very worn tyres as well, so it's going to be a lot harder for him to defend. As Beer said, to the speed of this Red Bull, which is very quick in a straight line.
Right, the message from Beast is that only Kai has said anything about being kicked. Other than the Ferrari's lagging loads before retiring, as we knew, there'd been there'd been small lag spikes in the stream, but it's no Australia. We'll have to ask the drivers afterwards. Just to let you know also, I'm going to have to come off commentary very shortly because my daughter's going to be going to bed. Obviously, I'll be staying in the stream though, for obvious reasons.
No worries.
I'll just stay for another couple of minutes. I'm just going to be fascinated to see how it all unfolds. I expect Mustafa Shag to come in and pit. In fact,
Sam
pitting
is
now.
in. Now, this could be, I was just going to say, that could be a major downfall for Shag, because I think now Sam might get an undercut on the Red Bull. And he's going to go to the end. He's going to the end. I wonder, has Shag made the wrong call? He should have come in to cover him off, maybe.
Well, Sam
what do you think,
have
Beer,
track position.
Yeah.
Well, Skinny's going. Well, Skinny, don't forget, we'll have the option tyre, and he'll be coming into pit in around about 2 or 3 laps' time. Skinny will, I'd say.
Right. And as we speak, Jism has moved himself into a podium position.
Right, I'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes, chaps.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, no problem.
Mansell now up to second place, 6.7 seconds behind Shag. Now I just wonder, I don't know what you think, Mambo. 6.7 seconds. There is the Williams in the background. Do you think he has got the guts or the power to catch this Red Bull?
Absolutely. I think that Williams is the better car around this track. I think he's going to get him, to be honest. Unless he makes a mistake, I can't see how he's not going to. It's now six seconds, so in that one sector.
Yeah.
He's taking that.
So the Williams definitely carrying the pace, but then again, as we do know, this is where the problem lies. Mansell's got to come in again for prime tyres, and Shag is surely going to the end. So I just wonder, by the time that Mansell has to come back in again, is he going to have enough time to regain the lead?
Well, it's all dependent on how quick Mansell is obviously going to catch Shag right now. It's now down to 5.2 seconds. So
yeah, well, he's reeling him in at a rate of knots anyway.
Definitely. It's if he can catch him fast enough and get enough seconds between the two cars at the next pit stop for Shag, then who knows? So it's gonna be a good finish to this race. 4.9 now.
Yeah, definitely reeling in the Red Bull at a serious pace, and not much that Shag's going to be able to do about it to answer, really, because he's just on a slower tyre as he is, and he hasn't got an answer. There's nothing he can do to stop Mansell reeling him in. But as you said, the question is, catching him is one thing, but when he does catch him and gets past, is he going to be able to pull away fast enough?
Yeah.
Because as it stands now, every second is going to count for Mansell. He's going to need everything.
What's interesting as well
is... Yeah, go on ahead, Mambo.
With Mansell 4 seconds behind the lead, and we've got Jism 16 seconds behind the lead, so he's obviously sitting 12 seconds behind second place, and Jism obviously has already been on the primes, so Jism could quite easily catch second place as well at the end of the race. So it's going to be an interesting finish.
Yeah,
very
it's going to be a feisty few laps. 3.2 seconds now the gap. So yeah, you can evidently see just how quick this Williams is on these fresh option tyres. Shag is going to have a lot of company very soon.
And obviously Sam in it on the primes as well.
2.6 seconds. Sam obviously going to the end as well, by the way, I'd say.
Yeah, so it's any one of these top four's race at the moment. I think the favourite...
in 5th position, but I think he's well out of contention, 41 seconds behind.
I think I'm going to stick my neck out here, and I think the favourite is going to be Shag. I think Shag...
Do you think?
Yeah, I do. I do think Shag should do this.
Yeah.
Although Mansell is obviously bringing this gap in so quick, but I'm not sure he's going to create enough of a gap on the last stint.
Yeah, I'd be tending to look further back to the likes of Jism and possibly Sam in it, because if they can close up the gap a little bit more, I think one of them could even spoil Mansell's party. If you know, 14.5 seconds now the gap. I think Jism's going to have to come in again, is he?
Yeah,
fresh
he is,
option
definitely,
tyres,
definitely.
and which is leaving Sam in it running to the end. So I possibly could see a Force India on the podium.
But the lead gap now is down to 1.4 seconds, a lot less now actually. It's got to be within a second now by the looks of things.
There you can see
it is.
There is the Williams.
Yeah.
Under a second is now the gap, well within DRS range. And we have just 13 laps to go here in Bahrain. It could be anybody's victory. So far it is Shag out in front. He is on the tyres of that are going to take him to the end, he hopes.
Now if you were Shag at this point, what point would you come into the pits? Obviously having Mansell right behind you now with 14 laps to go.
But as I'm saying, I've noticed there, and I think yeah, Shag has to, I wonder, see, that is a problem.
So
how long will these option tyres last though?
Yeah, I wonder if, because obviously Mansell needs to come back in and go onto the primes. I wonder if he knows if Mansell has to come back in and go onto the primes. So
yeah. Well, he's not going to be expecting to come anytime soon. Shag's in.
Is he coming in now?
He is. Shag is in. He's going to do 12 laps on these option tyres, which he should be able to do. That is a quick stop from the Red Bull team, and out again goes their car. Is he going to be jumped by his teammate? It looks like he is, who should have to pit again as well. So Shag now.
I think that's a brilliant call by Shag.
He's going to be jumped by Sam in it. Is he going to be jumped by Sam? He is. The Force India driver is ahead.
Oh, but Sam's run wide.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be the real test here. Sam is on tyres till the end, but also so is Shag. But whose tyres are going to burn out first? These option tyres or the prime tyres? And also we do know that Sam is in a very, very quick car. So if Sam can stay with Shag here, he could disrupt something very, very important for Shag's outcome of this race.
I think Shag on those fresh options is going to pull too much of a gap on Sam, to be honest. I think from Shag calling that early to come
maybe in. Now he will, but towards the end of the race, I don't know what your opinion is. What do you think that maybe he might be a little bit of a target for Sam if these tyres burn off?
Well, from you know as well as I do from racing on Friday, these options and these primes, they've only got about 3 or 4 laps between them, so maximum. So I'm not sure he's going to have enough laps to kind of reel him back in. I don't think the laps are there, to be honest. I think Shag has to be the favourite now. I think he's called that perfectly when to come in. I think Mansell is going to be a sitting duck at the end of this race.
22.7 seconds. Now the gap to the leader from Shag. Already I think that Mansell is out of a gap of getting a clear pit stop. That's gone. So whatever he does from now on, he will forfeit the lead to Shag. But the question is he going to be able to stay with him? Obviously he's going to turn the power up full on that Mercedes engine when he does come out of the pits, but he's going to be on the slower tyre. But will the power of the Mercedes engine, when it's turned up to full power, be enough to compensate these option tyres on the Red Bull?
More than ever right now, I think Shag just has to keep it clean. If he keeps it clean, then he's got this race win. I think the battle for Mansell right now is to keep second place. with Jism not too far behind.
Yeah, or
13
Sam.
seconds. Because obviously Jism needs to come in
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Remember, Jism has the pit again, and I think that's going to leave the window open for Sam to take his place.
Ah, right, I'm back for a few minutes, hopefully to the end of the race. Yeah, my daughter's with the grandparents, so we just Skyped them, and now my youngest daughter, who's still with us, she's going to bed shortly. So it's all chaos in the Beerandkebab household. Fastest lap by Skinny there, 1:34.2.
Shag now on the hunt, as the gap is reduced to 21.5 seconds, as we still have to wait for Wayne, our Mansell's final pit stop, which is going to be the slower prime tyre, as we do know. But as we were saying, once he turns the Mercedes powered engine in this Williams up to full power, is it going to be enough to compensate against this Red Bull on the faster option tyre?
You know, what Mansell has to do, he has to come out of the pits ahead of Skinny in the final stop.
That's not going to happen. 21 seconds is now the gap, and
I can't see him. I can't see
window for the window for a pit stop around here is over 21 seconds.
23.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Doing it then.
But as we were just saying, me and Mamba were just saying there, Beer. I don't know what your opinion is. You can give it to me now while you're here. Will Skinny's tyres be the enemy of himself towards the end, when
the last 3 or 4 last 3 or 4 laps they're going to be very worn.
Are they going to cost him? Yeah, are they going to cost? I don't know what your opinion is.
Yeah, he'll lose time on that because Wayne will be basically on still very, very good prime tyres.
Yeah.
So Wayne will gain time back, but I mean, you know, if Wayne came out of the last pit stop ahead of Skinny, then Wayne has definitely won the race.
Yeah.
As it stands at the moment, we still have a race. We have a battle.
Now, the thing is, if he does come out behind him, which at the minute it looks like he will do, and the gap is only between, say, 3 to 5 seconds, what do you reckon yourself? Would the drop-off point when Shag's tyres hit the cliff? Do you think that it's a small enough gap for Wayne to close up on near the later stage of the laps? Or
in that circumstance, I'd say yes. I would expect Skinny to have to drop down to standard mix, and his tyres will probably completely fall away 2 or 3 laps. Well, 2 laps before the end of the race, and that's where he will lose that's where I think Skinny will lose a lot of time. Whether or not he's got enough of a margin of a Wayne to maintain that, and I'd say obviously we don't know how Jism's going to play into that as well, because Jism's going to be putting on option tyres, or if he hasn't already done, he'd be just about to put option tyres on.
He has put them on, he's put them on, and Sam has retaken his 3rd position, who's obviously going to the end.
Sam's going to the end, the primes. Yeah.
I'd just like to point out with Sam, I've just noticed he's got 3 seconds of penalties now, so
Mansell's pitting
going
now.
to affect him.
Right, we'll jump onto this and we'll watch as Mansell puts on his prime tyre, and we will keep an eye on board with Mustafa Shag as he is now approaching the final corner, and down the straightaway. Surely he's going to get the jump on the Williams, but the question will be what the gap is going to be.
I don't think if that's not a pitch glitch, pit glitch. Oh, it is a pit glitch. It is.
It is
he's
a pit glitch. Out comes the Williams.
He's going to come out about 5 seconds behind.
Matt Lowe making a move on one Luke.
I'm surprised Wayne's pitted on 48, because he only put these options on around about lap 40. I thought he might have taken them another 2 or 3 laps.
But the thing is, Beer, you see, if he leaves it any later,
losing time?
He's going to lose much. He's going to lose time, and then he's definitely done. The Ferrari all over the back of
now, though.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry. No, I was going to say the only problem Wayne would have now, though, is well, the prime tyre he's just put on will just be going past their best by he gets to the end of the race, but Skinny's will be falling off the cliff, his option tyres.
Yeah. Matt Lowe pulls out down the straight onto the right hand side, trying to get past one Luke. Is he going to make it stick? Luke on the slower prime tyre looks to brake early, try and get the undercut back up the inside, but it doesn't work. That Ferrari well closed off the gap there.
Now,
Matt
look
Lowe
at Jism. Do you remember what I said about the thing? Gism's less than 10 seconds behind Wayne. Wayne's on the prime, Gism's on the option. This could be very interesting. I think we can have a very close battle for the top 3. I don't think Sam's going to be in the mix. I think Sam's going to be in fourth.
Because I'm seeing a different thing. I have Sam in it in third position, 6.6 seconds
right.
behind the leader.
Yeah.
And we have Gism 12.8 seconds behind.
Yeah, but Gism and Mansell. Gism is less than 10 seconds behind Mansell.
Oh yeah,
but
sorry, I was 12 seconds behind the leader.
Also,
I was looking at, yeah.
Sam is the only guy out of those top 4 on a penalty, so that's pretty much put him out the running.
Yeah, and Sam's also will be on worn tyres at the end. So unfortunately, unless there's other penalties, Sam will not be getting a podium. It's between Gism, Mansell, and Skinny for the win.
Yeah. Now, as this is the window we were talking about, 4.2 seconds. If Mansell can manage to keep this gap steady, I really feel, I don't know what you guys think, maybe that he could have a shot near the end once Shag's tyres hit the cliff.
When did Shag pit? 42.43, like I thought he might?
Yeah.
Yeah, so his option tyres now would just be going past their best now.
Yeah. No, he pitted with 13, 14 laps to go.
43.44. In that case, his tyres might hold on a bit better. I mean, the gap's now 4.7 seconds. I'd expect Skinny to slightly increase that gap over the next lap or two, and then around about lap 51, 52, Mansell will start to reel him in about 2 laps' time.
I was just going to say that. Still, surely though, even though by the end of the race, Mansell will be on better tyres no matter what the circumstances.
He will be, yeah. But the offset between...
Sorry, Bear, carry on.
No, I was going to say the offset between the option and the prime doesn't really kick in until the options have got to about 10, 11 laps. Then the prime becomes the quicker tyre.
Yeah. 5.2 seconds now the gap. 5.9 seconds now the gap.
Yeah. This is going to plan for my prediction that Skinny will continue to pull away slowly for the next 2 or 3 laps, and then you'll get the crossover where the primes become the quicker tyre.
Question is though, will Skinny have pulled enough of a gap to be safe?
Exactly. Yeah, can he get safe?
I can't see Mansell pulling enough of pulling that gap back in. To be honest, 6 seconds. I can only see. I'm going to make a prediction that I can only see. It's going to be a 2-second gap at the end of the race. I think Shag's going to do it by 2 seconds.
Yeah, Shag's tyres will have to. For Mansell to win, I think Shag's tyres will have to fall off the cliff 2 laps before the end to make it doable for Mansell.
Yeah.
You know, if his tyres are still holding together with just a lap and a half to go, then I think Skinny will have the win. So he's gradually pulling away a couple of tenths each sector at the moment, which is what I would expect for the next couple of laps, and then the primes will start to kick in. And Gism's not really making that much of an impression as I thought he would be, actually. I don't think he's quite got the pace on this last set of options. Of course, he might have been running mix 3 early on. He might have had to turn the wick down to fuel preserve.
I think he's nailed on for a podium finish because he's only sitting 3 seconds behind third place at the moment, and obviously
I expect him to pass to pass Sam as well before the end of the race.
6.3 seconds now the gap, and you can see just in the background there is the Force India and the other Red Bull. So unless this Williams can get the power down,
it's gone from 14 seconds between Skinny and Gism to 12.9.
Yeah.
Because Gism is on fresher option tyres.
I can tell you one thing: if Gism can keep this pace up, he could nearly be on the back of that Williams before the end of the race.
Yeah.
This could go from bad to worse for the Williams team.
And also, let's not forget Sam. He's had a mighty race. A really good race in third. Yeah, he really has.
Well, as it was predicted by yourself at the start of the race, these Force Indias did have a lot of power, and obviously were a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, we do know both Force Indias still in the race.
Yeah, fair play to Luke. He's going to get a good chunk of points as well because of I think he's in 6th at the moment. Now look how close Gism is to Sam, and Gism has just taken
open.
Is he going to make the move? No, he's going to drop in behind him.
Look.
He needs to make this move quickly. He's taken half a second out of Skinny in sector 1, but he's now losing time in sector 2, stuck behind this Force India. He needs to clear him.
Jism
12.1. He's taken another 3/10 out of the leader. He's got good traction here.
Surely this time down the inside.
He's got
No, he hasn't got the power to pass that Force India in a straight line.
He needs a DRS here. He's a good exit. He's got the exit. He's got the exit.
Great exit, yeah. Brilliant grip out of that.
Has he got
corner.
the
Force
power on
India.
that Force India?
Oh, he's back. He's
tucks
just
into the
backed off a
slipstream,
fraction there.
pulls out at the last minute. Oh,
Yeah, he should have it here under braking.
Stick down the inside. Surely he's going to try and outbrake
Brake
the
late,
Force
brake
India.
late. That's it.
And a beautiful manoeuvre, excellently executed there by Jism, as he's going to now surely pull away from this Force India and gets himself into the podium.
The gap between
Finishing
Jism and
position,
Skinny is now down to
11.8
11.8 seconds.
Yeah.
It's coming down all the time.
Unfortunately, I don't think Jism has enough left in the tank to catch his teammate, but has he got enough to catch the Williams in front? That's the question.
Well, it's just 6 seconds, so it's going to be close. That's for sure.
Well,
And look at this.
Now,
Look at this.
Mansell's is now starting to reel Skinny in now.
Yes,
I thought it'd be about now.
The cliff. Yeah, there is the cliff that you were on about, Beer. Now, this is going to be nail-biting stuff, as this is just going to all boil down to how quickly the gap drops. This could be very close. Oh, this is going to be a tight one to call, and if
5.2.
look
He's
how
taken
fast.
5/10 out in sector 2.
I think you could be right, Beer. I think this could be it. This is where it gets good, and I think, judging by the amount the gap is dropping, if it does continue like this, this is where Shag could be in a lot of trouble, because it's only going to get worse from here on in.
He could be in trouble also, not just from Wayne, but also potentially from his teammate behind him.
Yeah.
Because his teammate is catching these two at a rate of knots. 11.2 the gap now between Jism and Skin.
4 laps to go here in Bahrain. 5.2 seconds is the gap, but the question is how fast the gap is going to close. How quickly will these tyres drop off for Shag? And can he keep it together? Can he keep that car on the track, make as little mistakes as possible? 5.5 seconds now, so Mansell has lost time.
And let's not take anything away from Skinny. He was my pre-race favourite, and he has drove an exemplary race.
Yeah. Brilliantly executed pit stop strategy. And again, didn't have as much as a free run as he did last week in China. He had, in fairness, 2 Wayne. He did put it up to him. He's kept him on his toes. He's forced him into mistakes. And you know, he's obviously he's bringing him to the very last lap. This hasn't been by any means an easy run for Shag. 5.3 seconds now, again dropping. I just don't think he's got
11
enough.
seconds. Jism's 11 seconds dead now.
Yeah, I just don't think, unfortunately, Wayne has got enough time left.
I think you're not going to. Yeah, but you're not going to really see it. I don't think until another 2 laps time. That's when Skinny's tyres should really fall off the cliff. They're just a bit warm now, but they're going to really drop off just before the finish of the race.
See again, back up again, 5.8 seconds.
Yeah, but Jism's just taken 6/10 out the cars in front of him in one sector. He's now just 10.4. In fact, he's only 4 seconds behind Wayne now.
I think Jism's going to get Mansell here. I think he's going to get him.
Mansell's going the wrong direction. He's going backwards. And unfortunately, it looks as if it's going to be, if it stays like this, 3 laps to go, 5.9 seconds, and I think that's it. That's the answer there. I think either Wayne has backed off, thinking that he's not going to.
I would give it one. I would give it one more lap. See what happens to Skinny's tyres round about lap 56. Seriously. That's
surely a 5.9 second gap isn't enough to be closed up.
Oh, I don't know. If your tyres fall off the cliff, mate, you can lose 4 or 5 seconds a lap very easily.
Yeah.
You can go from the 134s to the 138s very, very quickly.
Yeah. Surely though for Wayne.
Wrong gear there for Jism. Got the wrong gear coming out the corner.
1 lap 34.1. So obviously stealing what he can from this race, and it's going to be the fastest lap, because that isn't going to be beating it, and he's going to take some honours away from Bahrain. Shag's tyres now definitely looking the worst for Ware at the minute. And surely this is going to be nail-biting stuff for Shag. 2 laps to go here.
Three
in
laps,
Bahrain
three
for the
laps
Red
to
Bull
go.
driver.
Chisholm has just taken a second out of Skinny in that one last sector. He's now 9.6 behind Skinny with 3 laps to go.
As we watch the Red Bull harvest its power. And Shag really now starting to take it easy. He hasn't got long to go before he sees the checkered flag. Can he make it 2 in a row? Is it all going to fall apart at the very end? 9.9 seconds now, the gap from his teammate to the leader. 5.7 seconds the gap from Mansell to Shag.
If Skinny's tyres go, it will be the end of this lap.
I still can't help but think that maybe he's done enough.
I think he's probably just got enough in the bank.
If anything,
Yeah,
what I'd be worried about is what we said, what Mambo said already, and what you've said is Chisholm actually catching Mambo or catching Mansell. That's more of what I'd worry about. 5.1 seconds. Look at that. Look what he's taken out of Shag there.
He's just taken 6/10 out in that one sector, and that should be a faster sector for the Red Bull as well.
Could you be right, Beer? Could this be the lap that it all falls apart?
We could have a freeway battle right at the end of the race.
If we cross the line here now and he's lost another second or half a second, then I'd start to worry. 5.3. Oh, it's gone up. Yeah, I think he's done enough.
Chisholm is still taking time out. It's now down to 9 seconds. The lead from Chisholm.
As I think we did predict, as I said before, the man that would be the fastest on the track at the end would be Chisholm, and it looks as if it is. Unfortunately, I think the Williams guys might be getting a little bit realistic at this point. 5.2 seconds with a lap to go, just over a lap to go. I think they might give up the ghost now and just be happy to try and fend off the second Red Bull and take second place here in Bahrain, which is nothing to be sniffed at either. They did try it. They've tried the 4-stopper. Unfortunately, as what it looks like from now, it didn't work. Red Bull's strategy of 3 stops seemed to be a little bit more definitive on its outcome. But
yeah, I think just a bit too far back to take Mansell, because Mansell's tyres are in good nick.
Yeah. Second place for Mansell and Williams is nothing to be sniffed at. 18 points, still 18 points, still going to keep him up. 4.6 seconds.
Just taking 5/10 in that one sector. I don't think it's just not enough. Unless Skinny's tyres fall off the cliff right now.
Yeah, look how close Chisholm is to the back of that Williams already. Really reeling him in. And we cross the line. This should really give us a definitive answer. 4.6 seconds, stays at 4.6 seconds, and I really don't think with just a few corners to go now for Shag that anything is going to happen unless he has a dramatic blowout, which I really can't see happening. So yeah, as you said, Beer, nothing can be taken away from him. Brilliantly executed again for 2 weeks in a row. Great strategy calls by the Red Bull team. And another job well done. As we said, didn't get it as easy as he did in China last week, but kept very honest by the Williams driver.
Indeed,
Mansell.
Yes.
But
So I'm just keeping a very close eye on the gaps, but there's nothing really happened. Chisholm's not going to catch Mansell, so Mansell should be comfortably in second place. Just wants to keep it clean, make sure there's no obviously penalties, last corner penalties, anything silly like that.
I think at this stage it would be. Chisholm is probably one Luke has been disqualified.
One Luke's been disqualified. Oh no, that's very
shame.
Unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
I think it's at this stage is where Chisholm is probably wishing that he had 2 or 3 laps left of this race to take like a 1-2 finish for Red Bull.
Mansell's thinking the same. If you had probably two, because Skinny's tyres are going now. There's no doubt about it.
Gone. I think they're gone. I think they're gone.
Yeah, but it's too late as he crosses. Comes
right on
across
board.
the line.
As Shag for 2 weeks in a row takes his second victory, and a very well fought battle between the Williams driver
Jism
himself.
third.
Mansell crosses the line, and Jism is in third position,
Right.
as Beer has said.
Guys, I have to go now, so thank you very much. All right, been great commentary.
Thanks for your
I'll look
company.
forward
Thanks
to
for your help.
uploading the feed.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Well done, buddy. Thanks a lot.
I'll just wait until they cross the line, then I'll leave the session.
No problem. As we did say, unfortunate for Luke, 1 lap to go. He could have collected a few points. But well done to Matt Lowe on his return to DRL and on his maiden voyage that he's made here in Bahrain. A brilliant comeback and a 5th position straight out of the hat for the Ferrari driver. So well done. Points collected on his return, on his debut race back with the DRL League. So congratulations to Matt on that. And congratulations again to Mustafa Shag. 2 weeks in a row, 2 victories, and heartbroken Mansell in the Williams. He did try on that 4-stopper, but just didn't manage to nab the Red Bull at the end. And Jism in the other Red Bull takes the final podium spot for his team. So if you can get these guys into the party, Mum. And we'll just wait until we can just get the drivers in for a quick chat and a quick interview, and just to get their thoughts and views on their race and how it went. Hello Wayne, well done buddy, congratulations.
Yeah, I had to do 4 mate, I couldn't do a 3-stopper.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Just didn't pull enough off mate, needed a bigger gap.
Yeah, we'll just get the guys in now and have a quick chat. Just wait for Shag. There is Shag. Hello Shag.
Hello.
Well done. Congratulations.
Yet again.
If you guys can include your audio as well.
Done and dusted.
We're just waiting for Jism to get in. We'll send him an invite. So while we're waiting for him, we'll have a word with position 1 and position 2. So yeah, congratulations guys. P1 for Mustafa Shag, 2 weeks in a row, and P2 again, unfortunately, with a very, very hard fought battle. And commiserations to Wayne Hammer, who was really kept Shag on his toes there all the way to the end. And just joining us now as well, congratulations to the second Red Bull driver of Jism on a fantastic 3rd position finish after a very lackluster qualifying. Obviously on the prime tyres, of course, but was all part of the plan, I take it. So without further ado, we'll just jump to the race winner, and then we will get a chat with the other 2 guys afterwards. So coming to you first, obviously, Shag. 2 weeks in a row, buddy. Well done. Great battle to the end. As we've said, didn't get as much of a clean run as you did in China last week. Wayne Hammer obviously keeping you on your toes and very honest till the very, very end. It was a very close cut battle. It could have gone any way because if your tyres had
Yeah.
jumped off the cliff a lot sooner than what they did, Wayne was obviously going to be all over your gearbox and
They were
breathing
just
down your
falling
neck.
off the
But
cliff in the last lap.
yeah, you hung on, brilliantly timed and executed pit stop strategies and a clean race. As we said, a bit of a battle throughout the race as you didn't get as much of a clean getaway as you did in China last week, but nonetheless it's 2 out of 2 and another great points scoring day for the Red Bull team. So if you can give us your thoughts of the race and how it went for yourself.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I got off the line nicely, got out the first corner. Had a bit tussle with the front runners there, but managed to get into the lead and just got my head down and just tried to make the tyres last as long as possible. I knew Wayne was going to be coming in and early trying to do the undercut, which he did, and it did actually work. He made up quite a bit of distance. But I knew later on in the race that's when I could come back at him because I could went further into the race, so I could, I had more choice of what I would want to do. So apart from that, great race, enjoyed it, fantastic wheel-to-wheel stuff as usual from the DRL boys.
Yep.
And another 25 points for the Red Bull. Yo yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations that man. Well done as you said. Great race, and we'll be looking forward to keeping an eye on you again for next week in Spain to see if you can make it 3 out of 3.
I did think I'd lost it because I'd made a mistake just before the
Yeah,
second
we've seen
last
that.
corner.
You clipped the curb and lost the back
Yeah,
end.
and it
We've
put me
seen that.
side totally sent me sideways, and then I seen Wayne going off to a 12-13 second lead. I thought, oh well, that's it. I'm second place here. But luckily, Wayne had to go and make another pit stop.
Yeah.
my
Speaking
tyres.
of Mansell, congratulations, buddy. Second place, another podium finish for yourself. Great battle from the start, and obviously, as we did say, we've seen your 4-stop strategy, which, in fairness, wasn't totally left out in the blue, as you'd say. You still left yourself in contention for a victory because 4.4 seconds was only the gap of the two cars when you crossed the line, so it could have went either way. Unfortunately, it didn't come into play until the very end, which left you with too much time, too much of a gap, and too little laps to catch up. So unfortunately, you had to settle for second place. But nonetheless, 18 points for Williams and a great race for yourself. So I'm sure you're happy with that. What's the thoughts from yourself? Are you disappointed with what you've done, or were you more focused on trying to take the win from the Red Bull, or did you just want to settle for second after a while?
I tried to do a 3. I knew Shag would do a 3 stop because he's done it during the week, but I just couldn't do it. My tyres are gone, and I knew if I had to go another options, I had to push, but I just didn't push enough in the end. But good win to Shag, good win. I'm happy with second. I was well happy.
Yeah, not to be sniffed at, man. As you said, you put on a good show, collected a good healthy haul of points, and obviously showed the pace that you have and the pace that the car has. So as I said, I'm sure the viewers will be glad and looking forward to seeing what you can do next week in Spain.
That might be a different story, Stig. His car struggles. I don't think I'll be in the top 3, mate. Put it this way. The car
Anything can
struggles.
happen, man. Anything can happen. Your car mightn't be as effective in Spain, but cars could get DSQ'd. Cars could DNF.
I was hoping Shag got penalties during the game because I knew I was closing on him, but weren't enough.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He was clean like me. So good win, Shag.
Yeah, thank you much for it. Thank you, Wayne. Good
And,
battle with you early on.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Clean,
Congratulations.
Clean racing.
And on to third place. I think Mambo is here. He's going to have a word with Jism if he's there. Mambo, you back?
I am, yeah. Hello there,
Keep it
Jism.
simple. You're right, man, both. Keep it simple.
Very good
for us.
very, very good race from you there. You're obviously the only one to start on prime tyres. We knew you had pace around this track, and I think if it wasn't for the altercation that you had with one of the Toro Rossos, you would have been there for for probably battling for the race victory. So, how do you think the race went for you? First off.
It was really glitchy in the first like 15 laps, so I didn't know what was going on around us really. People were just flying off everywhere, so it's quite scary to be honest. But do you know what I mean? I just didn't know if I was taking them out or they were taking themselves out, or it was just the game. So the first 15 laps was a nightmare. But basically, I couldn't have done any better if I tried.
You were very quick round there. You were setting some blistering lap times. So like I said before, you really did have the pace, and I think I'm not sure which Toro Rosso driver you did have an accident there with, but
I think it was
yeah,
Miller.
it was Miller, right? So if that hadn't have happened, I do truly believe you would have been there at the end. So
Yeah,
it was really well driven from you in the end.
thanks. Yeah, I mean, it did force me into a four-stop because I felt I'd just smashed my tyres up spinning. So, but
Yeah.
well done to Shag and Mansell, definitely.
Yeah, well done,
Absolutely,
Jizzle.
absolutely.
And unlucky Luke to get disqualified on the
Yeah,
last
Yeah.
lap. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to at one point. It's like, oh, no. And I just nailed it the last lap. But I'm buzzing. I'm happy.
So you should be. So you should be.
So yeah,
Good
there you
point
have
for
it.
the Red
Congratulations again to the 3 podium finishers, and congratulations to Red Bull. Definitely starting to pull a gap now in the Constructors' Championship, and
Oh, yeah.
as I said, looking forward to next week in Spain. We are back again next Friday for the GP2 race in Spain.
Which I'll be streaming.
So, which will be streamed by Mustafa Shag, and hopefully he will have a compatriot to help him out. And
Yeah,
yeah, please do come and join us. We hope you've enjoyed our battles here tonight and the F1 driving style display, which we do pride ourselves in here at DRL. Thank you all for watching. I would like to also thank my compatriots Mambo and Beerandkebab for taking time out as well to co-commentate and help with the stewarding. So thanks guys for your time. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and do join us again on Friday night for the GP2 race in Spain here at the DRL Dynamic Racing League. Until then, we shall chat to you all next Friday. Thank you again, and good night.
Thank you, commentators.
Yeah, thank you.
thank the commentators. Yeah, well done. I will be watching the race later, so you better not be